morning, everybody. It's Dirk again. On this bright, beautiful Monday morning, it is freezing cold. We are definitely back into autumn. And yeah, as you can see, I am out in our CDL school training yard this morning. And the reason I'm here today is for observation hours, and specifically today, I wanted to do some observation hours while people are at the end of their school journey. And Monday mornings, or Mondays in general, here at this school is when the state of Illinois inspectors are here, and folks that are at the end of their course are testing for their CDL license today for the state of Illinois. So the folks you see walking around out there, one of them's an instructor, and the rest are students that are going for their license today. And yeah, so I'm sure very exciting for them, also very nerve-wracking. I'm sure they're nervous as hell. I'm actually nervous for them. But yeah, so 7 o'clock in the morning here, woke up at 0:30 to get here, and because I wanted to do some observations and actually see, you know, what the whole test looks like from afar, albeit, but at least, you know, I can watch from here. For those that are not familiar, or for those that are just getting into it, or you know, just starting out looking into the whole thing, generally trucking schools, you know, independent schools that are not actual trucking companies that train, you know, that have their own training program, but trucking schools in general, they're 160-hour courses, and those 160 hours are broken down into segments. So required for graduation would be 100 hours of classroom study. So between, you know, studying for your commercial learner's permit and then studying all of the pre-trip inspection stuff, which is very large. It's a big part of the CDL license, is pre-trip inspection. And so that takes quite a lot of time to get that. And I just completed that at the end of last week. So I will start this week. I will start actually driving. And as you see in the camera view, that little section of the yard is all coned and striped and all that. That's where the skills and maneuvering, where you learn that and where you get tested on that. So anyway, back to the hours. So you have 100 hours of classroom, and then you have 60 remaining hours, and those are broken into 20-hour groups of 3. So you need 20 hours of observation time, which is essentially what I'm doing. You come and you just watch. I think the reasoning behind that is that you know, they want you to get a good idea visually from outside of the truck, how the vehicle moves, how it swings, how it pivots on the kingpin, you know, how the tractor and trailer work with each other and how they move, and you know, how the tractor needs to move the trailer a certain way. So all of those things, and getting familiar with how to maneuver these big things, you know, it's important to get a view from the outside too, so you start understanding the geometry that's involved in the movement that's required to get the trucks to do what you want them to do. So that's 20 hours of observation time. Then you need 20 hours of skills and maneuvering, which is, again, you know, in the camera view, working on that course. Essentially pulling up straight, backing up straight, turning on offsets, you know, parallel parking, you know, doing, you know, actual maneuvers where precision is required, and, you know, staying in between lines and not hitting cones, and, you know, that sort of thing. So that's 20 hours, and then the final 20 hours is actually training on the road. So that's when you go out one-on-one with the instructor. in the truck, on the streets, and go drive around and learn how to, go through the gears, upshift, downshift, because this school is still teaching on manuals, which is quickly becoming a thing of the past, as the entire industry is rapidly moving towards all automatic transmissions, and the automatic transmission technology, from what I've been hearing and learning, it has grown by leaps and bounds. I guess the first automatics were really problematic, and the drivers hated them, and they had a whole lot of technological bugs to work through. And I guess now the technology has advanced to the point where these latest, more modern automatic transmissions are quite impressive, and the trucks get better fuel economy with the automatic than the manual now. So, the industry is very, very rapidly phasing out manual transmissions, but it's good to still have it. And I'm glad that I'm doing it through this course as opposed to a carrier. If I was going to a trucking company, many of them are teaching all of their courses on automatic transmissions only. And if you do that and you test on an automatic transmission truck, then you get a restriction on your license, on your CDL license, that you are restricted to only driving automatic transmission trucks. And there's still going to be some manual transmission trucks around for the next foreseeable, several years. So I do really want to get, a license that's free of restrictions so that I can drive a manual truck if and when I have to. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and it's all kind of boring right now just because they're just starting up the process. I don't know if you can see in the frame, but towards the right, towards the back in that corner where the trailer is, you see some guys standing around the cars, and those guys are the state of Illinois inspectors. So I guess they're getting ready to get this thing rolling, and I'll check back in a bit. So that's a really great sign right there. What you're seeing is a student with the instructor, or the inspector, the state of Illinois inspector, in the center of the frame. So the inspector's got the kind of army green coat on, and the student is the guy in the black coat. And what you see there is they are doing the Form C inspection, which is the kind of the trailer inspection. The way they do this when they test for pre-trip inspection is the pre-trip inspection consists of different modules. There is the in-cab inspection, and that's with all the brake tests, and there are several brake tests, and those brake tests you have to have absolutely correct, like word for word, motion by motion. I mean, everything has to be absolutely perfect with the brakes. Brake tests. If you miss one tiny thing on the brake test, your test stops right there and you fail. So the fact that this gentleman is continuing on, and now the truck next to him is also continuing on outside of the truck. When you go to connections and couplings, which is the next thing that you would do, and then you do one of the forms. So Form A, B, or C. Today they're doing Form C, which is the trailer. So that the fact that we see both of these students here outside of the truck with the state inspector still, that means that they completed their brake tests and in-cab inspection, and they passed it. Otherwise they wouldn't be continuing on. So that's a really big thing. That's great. It's great to see that. So these two are still going strong. So I'll check back in a little bit. Well, so now we have the first person who is already doing the maneuvering and skills portion of the test. So far, I think there was about 6 people in total. All 6 that I've seen so far have passed the pre-trip exam. There are, I believe, 2 more people still at it with pre-trip. And this, the red truck there, that's the first person who's testing in the skills and maneuvers, the backing and positioning and all that stuff. So things going well so far, and I think that's probably where I'm going to cut it for today. It's cool, kind of cool sitting here and watching these guys doing their thing and working towards getting their license, and obviously all all of them were very happy that they got through the pre-trip. And yeah, so now we're on the skills maneuvering. So we'll see what comes next. And now it looks like we have our very first person going on the road test portion. So the excitement continues here. It's about to get in the truck with the state examiner and hit the road. So I wish her luck, and hopefully everything goes well, and she comes out of this with a brand new shiny CDL. So we will see. Good luck.